yellow fever. It was quite clear that she was begging for money or food. If he was a human, I could do that 100%. So I think with my kid, if I have kid, I have that look apparently. Hey guys, today I got vaccinated. What did I get vaccinated for? It's something a lot of you need. I got a shot for yellow fever. I know a lot of you need this. Why do I get a vaccine shot for yellow fever? Because I'm going to Rwanda and Kenya soon. So yellow fever is the minimum requirement. So you actually need that certificate of your shot. Without it, you cannot enter. It was Kenya or Rwanda. One of them you cannot enter. So you gotta have a shot. So I got a shot here. Thanks to the vaccine, I cannot go to the gym today. Ugh. Seoul is in vacation season, so it's nice. And also, it's raining. Yeah, I am back from France recently and already preparing for Africa trip. Okay, so this Africa trip is different. I got to travel France for 7 days for my artwork. So it was business trip as an artist. I feel very lucky about it. Still very thankful. I will stay thankful forever. For the rest of my life, I'll be grateful for the trip. It was amazing. It was unforgettable, and I'll share more stories about it soon. But this Africa trip coming up, Africa trip is for. I mentioned that I work for an NGO, and we've been helping the kids with disabilities in Rwanda. I will not disclose the location where in Rwanda, but it's a rural area, and there's a school that they didn't have facility for the kids with the disabilities. So these kids with the conditions, they were always excluded from the public education. Not because they didn't want to, but they didn't have enough facilities and staff with a proper training. So my boss, she funded a lot of money to build a new classroom and get the funding for the training for the existing teachers. They're kids with different disabilities. So some of them are on a wheelchair, and they don't have a wheelchair-friendly toilet. There's no separate textbook for the kids with learning disabilities and blah blah blah. So my boss did an amazing job supporting these kids in Rwanda, and we want to go and visit where our money went. Plus, we are going to see the possible areas / schools that we could help even more in future. So that's Rwanda, and Kenya is more about food. They're helping. My boss is helping the kids who are starving. So we're funding them to provide them nice lunch every day, so they can survive. Times like this, projects like this, I really feel like I should be thankful for the life I have. And before I go, I should do a lot of good things for the people who are less fortunate, not only money-wise, but physically. Some of us are less fortunate than others. So times like this, I really try to stay humble and thankful. Yeah. So I got the shot here yesterday and today. I got the shot for yellow fever. And some of you really should get it yourself. Okay. Yeah. Good news. I don't get crazy emails anymore asking for Zoom date, rant, attack, attacking me for not dating black women, yada yada. So email stopped, and also DMs stopped. And also I changed my setting on my Instagram. Not everyone can send me DM. I don't really see the DM request. So it's quite peaceful. It's quite peaceful, and I'm happy. Things are a lot better. I'm going to share a short story about this France trip. On my way to France, I was sitting next to the aisle, so I was very lucky. It was not like a window seat or whatever. I don't really need a window seat. Anyway, the flight was 13 hours, so it was quite tough. But at the same time, I was quite lucky. I was lucky to be sitting next to the aisle. And then there was a little girl. I didn't really see her face, but I guess she's like early 30s or 20s or something. Skinny girl, Korean girl. And then next to him, next to her, there was a dude. But I was next to the aisle, so sometimes I had to deal with her, like to let her go to the toilet, blah blah blah. At one time, she helped me to get out of my chair with a little table thing on the seat in front of you, blah blah blah. So she helped me a little, and then because I'm next to the aisle, I had more freedom to move around. So sometimes I picked up her trash and threw it away, and it was nice. I think I've never done that before for anybody who sat next to me, but I felt more comfortable with dealing with the people after I aged, because last time I was on the plane, it was like 9 years ago. I was a lot younger, and I was a lot more careful, even with helping other people. But she had a lot of trash. She was a drinker. She had like a bottle of wine or 2 bottles, like a small bottle, not the proper one. But so she had a lot of trash. But I was going to the toilet a lot to stretch my legs and blah blah blah. Then I would pick up her garbage and throw it away for her because I was next to the aisle. So she thanked me, but no small talk needed, because that's not the culture here. We don't really speak to strangers unless you are foreigner. Some of us we do have small talks with foreigners, but like Koreans to Koreans, we usually never do that. So I was very careful with her, but at the same time, she was nice to me, so I threw out the trash for her, blah blah blah. But so there was not much of drama. Not the drama, but there was not much of to share on my way to France. But on the way to home, it was a little bit more fun. Nothing happened, but it was a little bit more fun because, so I was stuck in the middle. So there was a guy on my right and on my left, 2 dudes, and we are kind of the same age, based on the appearance, judging by our appearance. The guy on my right, he was super interesting. He had he was covered with a tattoo everywhere, like even hands and fingers. He had tattoos everywhere, including the face. Do I have friends with a face tattoo? Maybe 1, but very small one, 1 or 2. But we used to work in the same tattoo parlor, so we used to be co-workers. And I have a lot of friends who are covered, but because we used to work together in the tattoo parlor, we're like a separate contractors in the same tattoo parlor. We used to share the studio together. Like a lot of us, more than 20 of us, we share the same studio, but we're kind of friends. That there's only 2 bosses / teachers. I love them as well, and I still speak to a lot of those tattoo artists, Korean guys and girls. Um, so we used, a lot of Korean tattoo artists. They have a guest work. They travel like a business trip, and they come home with a chunk of cash. Unfortunately, I never had opportunity like that as a tattoo artist. But well, I had an opportunity as a fine artist. Actually, I'm happier with this. So anyway, this guy looked like a tattoo artist because he had so many tattoos everywhere. And then his style, when I was a tattoo artist, I used to wear a lot of black because sometimes I drop, I drop the ink. Sometimes like all splash. So you really shouldn't be wearing like a yellow and white shirts. So I used to wear a lot of black, just simply because in case I get the inks on my clothes. And this guy on my right, tattooed everywhere, and he was wearing all black. A skinny tall guy with even his glasses, the glass frames, it was also black. So I naturally assumed he's a tattoo artist and he's maybe on his way home from the guest work in Europe. Sometimes, if you're really good at tattoo, you do a whole tour. They used to come back with a chunk of cash, but nowadays they do with a PayPal. So it's a lot easier, but they sometimes they don't really have a license to do the guest work in foreign countries, and they ask for the search, like customs. They look for your tattoo machines and whatnot. Anyway, so I thought that was the case. Although I've never haven't had an opportunity to have a guest work in foreign countries, I would love to, but I was not that good anyway. So I naturally assumed this is tattoo guy, dressed in black. Tall, skinny, maybe he drinks a lot, doesn't eat much, just like a emo style tattoo guy. And I am in the middle, and this guy was like a completely opposite Korean guy. He looks very traditional Korean guy, like a kind of it's not fat, but it's like a quite thick, tall. All of us are quite tall. I think both of them were taller than me. This guy tall, like a thick neck and a bit of a chubby face and a bit of belly. But at the same time, he's big boned as well. So like a big knees, and he was wearing shorts, and he looked like kind of an ajashi, but he was young. So this guy is completely opposite. The vibe was completely opposite too. This guy is like an emo style, like quiet, cynical, and he sleeps very quiet as well. And he was sleeping probably the whole time. And this guy, he was having the best time. Like for example, when we had a meal, this guy ordered a beer. I ordered Diet Coke, and this guy ordered champagne, and we were good with the drinks. This guy kept ordering more drinks. After champagne, a bottle of white wine. After a bottle of white wine, a bottle of red wine, and he had more champagne, and then he had a beer, and then he had a Coke, and I lost count. He was eating a lot of nuts, a lot of sandwiches. Like it was not a meal, but just snacks, biscuits. What else? Chocolate. He was asking pretty much everything. He didn't sleep. He was watching a lot of movies, and when he's done with a lot of movies, he did play games. There's a game and like a simple games, and they was playing games, and he was never sleeping. Maybe just a little nap. Me, I don't like watching movies on the plane because the screen is too close. Especially when they turn off the light, even when I dim the screen, it's still too bright, so I don't like it. I get headache, right? So I usually read with the book, but this time, as I said, the last time I was on the plane, it was like 9 years ago. At the time, I didn't have a pad, so I had a book. But again, when they turn off the light, you have to turn on your separate light for you, right? A little stand. It's too bright, so I don't like that either. So I always had a hard time spending time, except for sleeping on the plane. But 13 hours, you cannot sleep the whole time. So luckily, this time I had a book on my iPad. because I didn't have much time to prepare slash pack before France trip. I literally bought 3 books while I was waiting to board at the airport. So I had pretty good 3 books. One about Buddhism, 2 Japanese novels. It's about like killing, and it was a thriller, like a To Kill Time. So I had 3 books. I couldn't finish any of them, but my purpose was not to finish them books because they are not like a very deep. Except for Buddhism book. Buddhism book is something that you can stop anytime and restart. So I had a good 3 options for my entertainment. So I was reading. I'm also aging, so I always dim the pad, and then I was having a good time. I wanted to sleep, but you cannot sleep for so long. So I was reading and trying to sleep, reading, trying to sleep. This guy, I thought he was dead. He would not wake up, except for the mealtime. This guy would never sleep. And also he was huge. Every time I wanted to get out and go to the toilet and stretch my legs, I felt bad because I had to ask him. But at the same time, it was good because he never sleeps. He's always awake, and every time I'm like, can I just, go out? And it's like, oh, sure. But again, it's like he's so thick, and it was not very comfortable. But again, he also had a lot of things on his seat, so it was something. But again, like it was so interesting because like I wanted to speak to both of them, but again, like it was culture. I wanted to like have that stories of these 2 guys because they look so different, and what they did was like so completely opposite. And also I am kind of like right in the middle. Like I have a little bit of piercing, I have a little bit of tattoos, but this guy no tattoo, short hair, like a kind of like a soldier, but like a chubby, a little bit obese, but with an amazing appetite. And also he can drink, he doesn't get drunk. This guy is so quiet, so calm. And then I was reading, and because nothing else to do, so when he would wake up time to time. Oh, also when we order food, he would speak French, I would speak English, and he would speak Konglish. It was Air France, so they would speak English and French. There was a Korean staff, but not usually, but on the plane, I think there was only one. So they would speak English to you or French. So when he spoke French, I was surprised. Oh, I thought he was a Korean tattoo artist. So maybe he lives in France or he studies in France. And then he took out this big ass book, white book, and it was about cooking. So, oh, okay. So he's in cooking. In France, France is a country to learn, right? So he had this thick, white, huge book that he would read it, and it was written in Korean. So probably he's a Korean guy who is studying in France. And because when the light was off, he took out his phone, and because it was quite bright, I looked, and he had a white girlfriend, probably French. And as a background, so I was like, oh, interesting. Like he speaks French, and he has a white girlfriend, and he has a lot of tattoos on the face, everywhere actually, and even the face. Not just 1 or 2. He had a lot, like 5 or 6 at least. So like, I really want to speak to him. Like I want to hear the story, like about this guy. And this guy completely opposite, like no tattoo. The way he was dressed, like so honest, like a black shorts, white t-shirt, and like a very short hair, and with the glasses Korean men wear, like so honest looking guy. So when I came back, the customs, they asked me to have they wanted to have a look at my luggage. So I have that look apparently. That happens a lot actually. Like when I try to get out after the baggage claim, they usually call me. It happens quite often. I have that look. Like this guy should have something illegal. But to be fair, these days Korea is having a lot of problems with the illegal substances. Korea used to be very clean with that, but nowadays not so much. So maybe they expected something like that, something illegal or something big, or me buying something expensive or too many drinks, whatever, or cigarettes. They called me, I went through everything, and I don't think they were looking for like something expensive and I can resell in Korea. I don't think so, because they saw some of my earrings and they asked me like, "Did you get this in France, or did you own this before this trip?" It's like, "Oh, I bought one, and I had a lot of earrings, so it's all mine." And they, "Did you report this?" Like, what do you mean report? Because I never shopped that much outside of Korea before. So like I was never in a situation to claim my shopping, report what I bought. And the people in the customs said, "Yeah, when you bought this, did you claim, did you report them?" It's like, no. It's like, what do you mean report? I didn't even like. "Oh, so if this costs more than $800, you have to claim." I was like, "Oh, you know the whole bag you're looking at right now, everything, the bag itself and everything in it, it costs less than $800." It's like, and they're like, they like a little laugh, and then okay, we can scan your X-ray, scan your whole package, and you can go. It's like, leave your number, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, I'm quite used to it because they always look for something from my bag, but I hardly buy anything. So the customs guys was quite new. Like $800? No, the whole thing costs less than $400. You can keep the bag too. It's like, okay. So it's like, it was interesting. It's interesting. I want to say something that's okay. So something happened during the dinner in France. We went to this Algerian restaurant, and I didn't enjoy so much of sitting inside because it's summer. And you know, in Korea, a lot of places they have AC, but in France it's not that hot. So these places hardly have AC. None of them. None of the restaurants I visited, they had AC, in my opinion. So I prefer sitting outside. And also it's nice. We don't really have that in Korea. Some of them, I mean, some Korean restaurants, they have it, but hardly. You get out of Seoul, there are more places that they have seat outside. But I loved it in France because it's very nice outside, both in Rouen and Paris. So one time in Paris, me and my client, we were having a nice, authentic Algerian food. And we sat outside, but there another seat next to us. We were both outside, and it was very close. Like I could literally touch the guy next to me. And it was two boys in their 20s. I thought it was very cute. It was a small table. It's kind of like a date, but at the same time, it's this boy. Oh, it wasn't a date, but they're friends. This guy was wearing a suit, a pretty boy with the longer hair, and the other guy like a skateboard brand. I was independent, I think. He was wearing independent hoodie, a little bit baggy pants. He was like a typical skater type, and the other guy was wearing like a petite. No. This guy was like a dandy suit. Simple suit guy, and they're friends. Like, oh, okay, so they are completely opposite, but it seems like they're very good friends. They ordered couscous, and something else happened too. Okay, so I'm gonna jump on to other incident as well. So I was sitting here, and behind these two pretty boys, there's a very very old guy having dinner with his wife. Wife also very old. And when he took out his phone, and he was taking a picture of a nice lady with a hijab. and he was zooming in her face. So first I thought they were friends because it was too much. Like he zoomed in her face so much. His whole screen was, it was basically like a very close-up selfie. He was doing that. So I was looking at his phone, and maybe they are friends. That's why he's like taking a secret picture, sneaky picture for her. And then I realized they're not. They're not friends. Then I thought, is this old man a perv? And then he showed that picture to his wife, and they're talking something. It's pretty far. I was very confused. If it was perv, he would keep that picture for himself, but he shared that with his wife. So I told my client, like, you know what I saw? I wanted to take a picture of him doing that because from my seat, I could have. So I told my client, I'm very confused about what I just saw with the old guy. Because, you know, when you look at very old people, it's difficult to imagine that they are doing something bad in general, generally speaking. So I was confused. So literally I told my client what I saw just now, and she got furious. It happens in France. I was told that he was racist and he hates the idea of women wearing hijab and disrespecting the culture, like teasing, like he was trying to tease her with his wife. That's why he was taking like a sneaky picture of her face. So my client got super angry. But again, for me, it was too late to take the picture as an evidence. Oh, I should have. But then we told the restaurant owner and the staff. And I think those old white couple, they noticed and they left the restaurant soon after. So that was not very nice. Including my client, some people were very, very, very angry at them. That's not cool. Taking a picture of someone's face like that. I really should have taken a picture of him doing that. I could have. But again, I was being careful, like, because I don't know, like he was doing that as a joke with with his maybe, I don't know, nephew, who knows. So I was being careful. So I regretted it a lot. I should have taken the picture. I could have. So that happened, and then we had an awkward start because of him. It's like, it was very unpleasant. But as time goes by, we're having a lot of food. Food were amazing. And then two things happened. One thing happened, and I observed one thing. There was a gypsy walking down the street near our table, but she was closer to the boys. One pretty boy, one skater boy. That team right next to us. She was closer to them, and she begged for food. It was quite clear that she was begging for money or food, but she was looking at the food, so I assumed, because I don't speak French, I assumed she was begging for food, and they refused. It was quite clear that they didn't want to. They said something in French, and then she said something, and she tried to move on. And then my client called her up. She already passed our table. My client called her and asked her to come, like, please come. And then my client picked one of our skewers. It was liver, barbecue skewers, and then gave it to her. And she thanked her. She stayed like 10 seconds saying something, a lot. 10 seconds is a lot if you think about it. She was standing there like 10 seconds saying something to my client. I knew she was thankful, but she said a lot of other things, but okay. And then she walked away. That was very noble of my client. I respect her a lot. I've never done that before for any homeless people. Never. Also, usually I am, to be honest, I am quite skeptical of helping homeless people because most of times I saw homeless in Korea or England, they were drinking or they were drunk. So, but again, everyone has different stories. But because I am skeptical, I never help them. I other people who are less fortunate in different ways. I have my own ways to help them. I donate monthly and blah blah blah. But like what my client did was amazing. She had a lot of balls to call her and give her the food. I respect her a lot. But at the same time, what I liked more was that my client didn't want to give her food because these two boys, they refused to share the food with her because they also have a right to enjoy their time and also enjoy the food they ordered and they're paying for, right? So my client said she wanted to give the food for her, but because these boys refused, and if she jump in and say, "Oh, I'm gonna give you my food," then that would make these boys look bad. So she was also caring for these guys as well. So I respect her a lot. So she had a lot of thought process before giving her food, but she still called her back and shared the food from our table. Is because when those boys said they refused quite nicely. Apparently, those boys said, "Oh, we want to enjoy our time and the dinner. Like, please leave us alone." That's what they said. And then she said something and left. But my client was listening to the conversation because it was so close. Our table is like almost touching. We were very, very close. So she heard everything. But the way the homeless woman said a few things made her feel that she is not well mentally. She's not just homeless, but she has a mental problem or emotional problem. So that's why she wanted to really give it to her and risk of making these boys feel bad because they didn't help. And the next table, she called her up to share the food. Then, it could make the boys feel like they're assholes because they didn't help. So my client didn't want to do that in the first place. But again, because of what homeless woman said, my client was sure that she is not very well. So she felt obligated to give her a little bit of food. And after she gave her food, she said something like for 10 seconds, I said, right? 10 seconds is a long time. And my client told me, yes, she said a lot of weird things, including thank you. But yeah, she's not clearly very well here. So yeah. So that was very noble. I respect that a lot. It was amazing. It was amazing to see that someone helping others who are less fortunate. Just also, it was great because we had skewers. It's really easy to share, right? But to be fair, these boys, they were having couscous, so it's difficult to share. And one guy was having couscous, and the other guy also had like some type of stew. So it's like a messy. So it's difficult to share the food unless you give her the whole bowl, right? Obviously, you can't do that. You don't own the bowl as a customer. So it was great. We had an opportunity to share the food as well, but these boys, they didn't. And another thing I observed about these boys, couscous, you mix the stew and the wheat, like a rice and the soup, right? How we mix things. And when you mix the couscous with the soup and the wheat together, it becomes kind of messy, right? So these two guys, one guy was having, the skater boy, the skateboarder, he had couscous, and the other guy had a stew, normal stew with, I think it was rice or bread. So it was also messy. So they were having that, and then they seemed like a really close friends. And then they shared the food. Like the skateboarder, he gave his couscous to the boy in suit, and vice versa. And then this boy, the boy in a suit, he kept using the same bowl as he was eating from. As you can imagine, it's such a mess. Like somebody's eating couscous with the sauce. And he didn't mind, and he kept eating it from the same bowl. I would never do that with my friend in Korea. So I found it really cute. I told my client how I felt after dinner. because I think it's a lot to keep eating this from the same bowl with couscous left over from my friend, and you pour more stew, you put more wheat and mix it up, and start eating from what's left from your friend. It's a lot. I don't think I can do that with my mom. I don't think I can do that. With my kid, it's different because I don't have a kid, and I think I can do it. If he was a human, I could do that 100%. So I think with my kid, if I have kid, I could do that. But with a friend, it's a bit too much. I don't think I can. But I didn't find it disgusting or anything. I thought it was very, very, very cute. By the way, there was no gay vibe. They seem like a good friends. So I told my clients my observation. I shared my observation about these boys, and I thought it was amazing. It was so cute, and I feel a little gay for saying this, but they were so cute, like sharing the same bowl and sharing the same food. It's really nice, no? And I told that I can't do this with my best friend. Even with my best friend, I can't do it. Maybe with his wife, maybe they can do it, but I don't know. With my wife, can I do that? I'm not sure. But with my best friend, no, I cannot. So I told her that it's a bit too much, but seeing them doing it, it was very nice. Like a family. It was amazing. So over one dinner, a lot of things happened. The stalker type, racist, old white guy, a grandpa guy, and then a gypsy, homeless with a mental problem, and my client being very noble by sharing the food, and also caring about these boys because they refused to help. My client still cared about their feelings at the same time with a homeless woman, poor homeless woman. And then looking at these two friends sharing the bowl for couscous, which was very, very nice. A lot of things happened over one dinner. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was such a fun dinner with full of surprise. It was really nice. Yeah. And again, I imagined my friendship with my friends. Mine is not as comfortable as these two boys. I love the culture because they were French, right? These two guys, they're French, like white French guys. And I thought the culture would be opposite. Like, oh, this is like disgusting. Oh, this is not very clean. Give me one. I would have asked for the new bowl and, get rid of my friend's bowl and then continue to eat his leftover couscous in a fresh bowl. That's what I would do. But it was completely opposite. It was a nice surprise. And my client said it's not so rare that people do that here. Sharing the plate / bowl, it's not super rare. I loved it. So I love that dinner. A lot of memories. And so the gypsy was also interesting. I feel bad for her because when she was thanking my client, even though I didn't understand what she said because, French, her eyes, it was normal. It was difficult to, tell where she was looking at, and also those eyes seemed lost. Yeah. I hope she's okay. I felt bad for her. But again, seeing someone, my client, seeing someone sharing food for the people who need help was lovely to see. Very noble and respectable. I loved it. It was very good dinner overall. Yes. Oh God, I couldn't even cover one question. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the video, and he's also tired. We are going to the vet soon. Nothing wrong with him, but he has a slight issue with his heart, but his regular vaccine shot is in this week, so we are going to the vet soon. Again, your father got a shot today too for yellow fever. I know not all of you are like that, but some of you really need to vaccinated. Yeah, like I did for yellow fever. For yellow fever. For yellow fever. You get vaccine shot, okay? Yellow fever is not very good. Get the shot, okay? Get the shot. Bye.